All right, Broncos country. So we've got some news that has pretty much shocked the NFL world, as it was just announced by the Arizona Cardinals that they have released wide receiver Deandre Hopkins. So naturally, I've got to pose the question, should the Denver Broncos kick the can on the now free agent Deandre Hopkins? One of the best wide receivers in the NFL is now available on the open market. We don't have to give up any draft capital for him. He's still getting paid a crap ton of money from the Arizona Cardinals because he was released. In fact, coming over here to this tweet from Dov Kleiman, the Cardinals are taking on $21 million in dead cap this season by releasing Deandre Hopkins. So this means that Deandre Hopkins is still owed some significant money by the Arizona Cardinals here. Now, here's hoping that because of this, maybe the Denver Broncos could get him at a bit of a reduced rate. Now, I don't know if that's necessarily going to be the case because he's still one of the top wide receivers in the NFL, and he's going to want to be compensated as such. As of right now, or before he got released rather, he was making $27.5 million in average annual value, making him the third highest paid wide receiver in the NFL. Now, if we come over here and look at the production of Deandre Hopkins, mind you, he only played in 11 games because of his suspension, but despite a revolving door for the Cardinals at quarterback, he still hauled in 64 receptions for 717 yards, 11.2 yards per reception, which was a bit down, and 3 touchdowns. His long was 33 yards. But if we come over here back in 2020, he had 1,407 receiving yards on 115 receptions, a long of 60 yards with 6 receiving touchdowns. That was his first year in the desert. So DeAndre Hopkins, he may not be what he once was, but I still feel like he could be a really dynamic weapon for Russell Wilson. Now, financially, how could we make this work? I feel like the most logical way to do this here for the Denver Broncos would be to potentially trade away Courtland Sutton. The Broncos currently owe Courtland Sutton $18 million in salary this year, and if we come over here, if we trade Courtland Sutton post June 1st this year, we will have $14.4 million in cap savings and only take on $3.825 million in dead money. So I feel like that could be an option to clear up some money, although some other moves would need to be made. Justin Simmons, you could potentially restructure his contract, and that could also free up some money for that. Now, that could also explain why the Denver Broncos released Brandon McManus. They knew that this release could potentially be coming, and that saved them another $4 million making that move. So you never know, Broncos country. The team could be trying to clear some cap space to make a power move to bring in a dynamic weapon for Russell Wilson in DeAndre Hopkins. Personally, I know I would be stoked. But I'm curious what your guys' thoughts are. Drop those comments down below. I would love to hear from you. Be sure to leave a like on this video as well as subscribe and ring the bell so these videos appear in your notification feed. It's a free and easy way to share your support, guys. It helps tell YouTube's algorithm to push us out to fellow members of Broncos country just like you and me. And until next time, guys, this has been another episode of Denver Broncos Syndicate. I am your host, Gage Madrid, saying peace out.